Symbolically, light is truth. It is in the clear light that we're able to acknowledge what it is that is really going on, whether that's within ourselves or in the collective. But at least the moon and the light of the full moon becomes that much more personal. It is emotion, after all, that is said to be heightened under a full moon. And it is under a full moon that we get a chance to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes it is a matter that's been there all along. It's been staring us in the face, but we haven't been ready to acknowledge it until we were. And that's the kind of full moon we have this week. It is a full moon in Aquarius, which brings with it a wild card factor. It means that whatever realization comes on, it might really feel sudden, but it also holds the key to a newfound freedom for us. And again, this might be a deeply personal realization, but meaningful nonetheless. The thing that is fascinating about this particular full moon is that there's a lot going on around it. In fact, we have a huge activation of the Great Sextile, a key configuration that is helping to create a bridge between the world we started the 2020s with and the world we're likely to end the 2020s with. And we are in a time of transition that is moving us out of pure emotion and practicality and instead towards a hyper focus on mind and communication and interaction. And that is very strong with Mars changing signs, activating this larger configuration. And yet we get a full moon, and that full moon is essentially unaspected, meaning it's not speaking to any other of the big power players in the sky. And so what are we going to do with it? Well, we hold it that much closer. It becomes that much more personal. There is a realization that is set to be had for all of us in at least one area of life. And chances are there will be a ripping off a band-aid type of moment set to take place where we realize the truth of a situation and we realize what's got to change. And it has already changed within ourselves just as we identify it. But what does it count for outside of that particular area of life highlighted? Well, it is significant, but it is not likely to be one of these realizations that comes along because of what's happening outside of us, because of how we're triggered, because of our interactions with others, but rather it's been there all along in the ether. And now we're ready to embrace it. This energy is on its own erratic, emotional, and highly independent. And the fact that this full moon energy is so isolated does say that some of us, at least, are going to have the realization that our emotions are entirely our own. And that can actually be really empowering because then we get to decide what we're going to do with them. Now, how this full moon speaks to you in your sign depends on your sun, moon, and rising. Take all three into consideration, synthesize the information to make it unique to you. And there are lots more horoscopes, including an expanded view for your sign about this full moon over on my YouTube channel, Nadiya_Shah, and over in the superstar space at thefutureismagical.com. Aries, friendships, group dynamics. This is where there might be a lot of emotion on the surface. There might even be some changes, but it seems to stay very compartmentalized. It's about what's happening with your friends. It's not necessarily affecting the rest of your life. And so keep that in mind if you're attending any social events and it feels like you're making important connections. Well, just take the event in and of itself. Enjoy the experience in and of itself because it'll be personally nurturing to you without having expectations that it needs to go beyond a given moment. Taurus, career, social standing, life purpose. This is all about ambition and it's deeply personal to you. That ambition might be career oriented. It might be an awakening of life purpose. That's a lot more likely because it is such an isolated and emotional energy here. So connect with that sense of purpose, that sense of knowing that there is a higher legacy, a destiny that you are aligning with, and it is unfolding as it should. Gemini, travel, higher education, legal matters, and your own beliefs, your spiritual, philosophical beliefs that help you to make sense of the world and guide your life. It is what you are feeling at this time that matters. And so chances are you're feeling very passionate about how you understand the world, and that's great. Hold it close. That's what this energy is about. It's about knowing and clarifying your ethics for yourself so that you ensure you're living with integrity. Incredibly valuable at this time for you. Cancer, profound change, truth, transformation, regeneration, and wealth, your relationship with financial institutions. Now, if any of this is coming into focus, it does suggest that it isn't necessarily that there's a matter that needs you paying attention to it. So it could be that this energy is working out personally in terms of your psychological well-being. You're having some key realizations and they're leading to a changed feeling within that's incredibly valuable as you get to a core of an issue. But if this is playing out financially in terms of a grant, loan, credit card, or benefits, I'm not necessarily seeing anything changing, just your understanding of wealth expanding in some way. And so connect to that spirit of wealth, whether it is financial, spiritual, or emotional. Leo, partnership, love, one-on-one alliances are going to come into focus here. Now, again, this is all about the feels. You're feeling a lot about where you've been in love. You're feeling a lot about the love that you have right now. Does that necessarily mean that it's affecting other areas of your life? I don't really think so. I think this is a lot about your experience in partnership, how you feel about where you are in love. And so this is your personal realization, your personal experience. There will be a time when you're ready to act on it. Just right now, allow yourself to be honest with you as you move forward. Virgo, clients, customers, coworkers, the work you're actually doing, but also how well you take care of you in terms of your health-related habits. The importance of how you live is going to feel on the surface. And how you take care of you is going to feel especially important to you now. And feel is the key word here. I think a part of you is going to be thinking that you should be and could be feeling a whole lot better. That'll have you connecting with that conviction within. And from there, you will figure out in the days, if not weeks ahead, how you're going to implement that, moving towards that sense of well-being you know you deserve. Libra, flirtation, romance, what the heart wants in every area of life. Now, there might be a flirtation that plays out right now, but I think that it's just going to be a moment and it's kind of isolated and it might bring happiness. It might bring an expansion of heart, but it isn't necessarily speaking to other areas of life. Now, that's true if you're using this energy for gambling. I'm not seeing windfalls that end up improving things in other areas of life, but this energy can be one where you enjoy yourself in a way that is deeply satisfying for you. Scorpio, home, the past, your living situation, your family of origin, and your parents in particular, where that applies. Yes, home is where the feels are right about now. And there might be a feeling that you want that comfort of home, that embrace of home. It might feel like it's calling you now. And so where it feels possible for you, connect with that feeling within. And I think that this is going to be an energy that illuminates your past in some way so that your own energy shifts and you're able to move forward of a key past experience. Sagittarius, siblings, cousins, neighbors, these people just might come into focus in powerful ways now, but it's more about how you feel about these people. It's not so much that something's happening with the relationship or something's happening for them, but rather you feeling connected to the love or the sweetness and lightness that you feel for them. You're having all of the feels right on the surface. And so nurture that. And if it feels right for you, express that in some way as well. Now, whether or not that means connection is one thing, but it'll be meaningful for you. Capricorn, money you earn, money you spend, self-love, self-esteem, all of that is covered here. And this can be notable energy in how it is that it helps you to uncover a deeper understanding of what prosperity is going to mean for you, what's worth doing for money, what isn't, and where it is that the alignment with prosperity is an emotional journey. It is an emotional vibration, and you just might have access to that vibration now. Aquarius, identity, who you know yourself to be, what matters to you most and first. I think this is so much about you and your identity for yourself, you being honest with yourself, you being true to yourself, and where it is you feel deeply connected to some truth of you, there'll be that much more emotion and that much more gratitude. So just allow yourself to feel all the feels. It's about what's happening near and dear to your heart. Yes, it's on the surface. Feelings aren't always comfortable to Aquarians, but this time it ends up being positively healing for you. Pisces, soul, psyche, spirit. What's happening on that level is going to be stirring for you now. The dream space is going to be lit. Lots of emotion there, waking up with a feeling of strong emotion right on the surface. Does that necessarily benefit other areas of life? Well, I think this is a lot more about energetic cleansing, allowing you to understand that you are preparing for a brand new chapter, and you truly are. It is going to be a month from now. You're going to have a full moon eclipse in your sign. Talk about change. Right now, the change is quiet and within. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great week. Enjoy.